Okay, welcome. This is the cool down section. Just take your time doing these movements. Okay, we'll get started. So we're just going to start with a little march with feet. Slowly bring the arms up and down. We're going to breathe in as we come up and out as we come down. It's just nice and relaxed, and just take the arms to where you're comfortable. If it hurts, just make the movements that little bit smaller.
Ready for the cool down now after all that hard work.
Okay, so we're just going to hold on to the wrists, push in front and try and open up the top of the back. You can do this with a little march on the spot. And we're just looking down to the floor, opening that back up. And we're just going to hold it for around 10 seconds altogether and relax. If we can, we're just going to touch our shoulders with our hands, make us into a T position, and we're going to bring the elbows in and out. Just nice and slowly. It's the same again. We're going to breathe in as we open, breathe out as we close. Last couple. Okay, well done. We're just going to bring them hands, we're going to put them onto the lower back, and we're going to try and squeeze the elbows in. And as I say every time, if you can get your elbows to touch together, I'll treat you to a cup of coffee. I'd be very, very impressed. Really try and take those shoulders back and that good posture. Don't let your shoulders come forwards. Keep them back. How's that feel? That's okay?
Yeah, fine.
Good stretch across the chest and the shoulders.
Yeah, just stop marching now on the chair. Sometimes it can be more difficult when you're sitting to march. So just slow those legs down and just stop.
And relax. Okay, we're just going to take the shoulders up, back and down. We're just going to do this nice and slowly. 5 big shoulder rolls. Okay, just going to do one for our spine. So, if you're standing, feet shoulder width apart, little bend in the legs with soft knees, and we're going to look over your left shoulder and get your right hand to touch your right hip. And it's the same if we're seated. So it's looking in that position there.
Really good exercise stretch, this one.
Yeah, really, really good.
Yeah.
If you feel, it's a good one to do in the mornings as well.
Yeah.
After sleeping, if you're quite stiff.
Yeah.
Really, really good one. And we're going to swap sides. So it's our left hand going over to our right hip, and then we're looking over our right shoulder. We're really just trying to turn into it, twist into it.
With that nice stretch across the back and the shoulders as well.
And relax. Well done, just that little march. Okay, this next one is for the back of our legs. So we're just going to pop one foot in front. If you have issues with your balance, just make sure you've got something to hold on to, or do it in the seated position. They're both as good as each other. So one foot in front, toes up to the ceiling. We're going to push that bum back, and we're going to have our hand onto our other leg, the leg that's bent. It's exactly the same position if you're seated.
If you're seated for this one, make sure you're sitting on the front part of the chair, because if you're sitting too far back, you can't get your legs straight. So it's just something to bear in mind.
And again, we just hold these for between 10 and 15 seconds. If you feel it's a really good stretch and you do want to hold it a little bit longer, you are welcome to. Really good one to do. If you have back problems as well, really good one to stretch them hamstrings. We're going to swap legs and we're going to do the same thing with the other leg. So it's that heel out, foot in front, toes up to the ceiling, push that bum back, and pop your weight onto that other leg.
Really good stretch, this one, if you're doing a lot of walking, because the hamstring's working quite hard. It's a good one to stretch them out. So when you're sitting down of an evening, just stretch out these hamstrings.
And think about your posture, seated or standing. We don't want to be coming over, letting the shoulders roll. We want to be keeping the shoulders back and open. I always feel this one. Last couple of seconds.
Really good one.
And relax.
Hamstrings are big muscles, need lots of stretching, don't
They
they?
do indeed. Okay, so Last one is a calf raise. You can a calf stretch. You can do this seated or standing. Slightly different versions, both really good. So for the standing version, I'm going to pop one heel back, keep that heel to the floor, and I'm going to slightly lean forwards. If you have got a chair or a wall, that tends to be really good for this stretch because you can go a little bit further into the stretch.
If you're seated, you just take your leg out straight and just bring the toes up towards you. I can feel the muscle of my calf there pulling. Nice stretch. You can do this one with a band if you want. We've got a band, Becky.
Okay, we're just going to swap legs, so Debs will show you the other one and the other leg. Okay. That heel down. Same again, leaning forwards. Water if you need. Okay, Debs?
Yeah, I can feel that one.
So all you're doing with the band is you're just bringing the toes back, but make sure you've got it quite securely under the foot. You don't want it to ping back at you. That would not be good. Last couple of seconds. And relax. Well done. So that's the cool down section, and the stretch is over. Well done. We'll see you soon.